out there.
He's very confident at the pace of the table there, Eddie.
Absolutely.
Yes, I just caught the tail end of Harriet Haynes' ladies match there. She looked very clinical, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she's just come back from Morocco after losing in the World Final, winning the World Masters. And I think the fact that she's playing in the pros, I just think she was already right up there with her. You know, she was the #1 player, and she's gone away and she's elevated her game even further. She's certainly the player to beat right now.
Well, perfect start for Eddie Barker, breaking out. And that's setting your markers. Brilliant performance there from Barker in the first frame.
Yeah, very good start from Batman. He's had to battle hard, but maybe he's timing his run to perfection. A slow start in the group stages, a disappointing day 1. Played much better day 2. Played well when we saw him on the stream, although wasn't without some errors along the way. And he's certainly building, so maybe timing the run to the final in the right way for the former challenger winner and the ultimate pool professional. Also part of the England team at the moment. They won the title in Killarney last year, came up short in the semis this year in Morocco. The winner of this match will take on the winner of Liam Stanley and Jason Ford. They're playing in the arena behind Eddie now, and currently 2 frames to 1. Jason is leading that one. Lee Owen is 1-0 up over Dave Neary. 2-0 up, just won another frame. And the winner of that match will take on the winner of Phil Harrison and Neil Davey, currently 2-1 to Phil Harrison. Phil had to come from behind to win his last 16 match against Pete Williams, but he managed to do just that, and he started the weekend as the favourite, and he's still very much alive in the quarterfinals.
See Leo in there's gone 2-0 up, and he'd not been out to Seniors Tour 2 weeks ago. 7-5, I was 5-all, playing a very clever shot. I thought it was clever, playing my ball up the rail to block a pocket, slide the cue ball behind the 8 ball, and then I knocked my ball in and snooked myself behind the 8 ball, and
that's no good.
No, and then I missed the ball coming out of snooker, and he cleared up and then did me from the break, bless him. But so he's playing pretty well. He's also won a Seniors Tour event this season as well, Leo.
Okay, time for the bullet to get underway, but it's going to be underway with a dry break. He'll be disappointed with that.
He'll be itching to get on the table. He is the ultimate showman.
Yeah.
Not one for wanting to be sat in his seat.
Yeah, he wants to get out there and entertain, put on a performance. Nothing you can do when you're sat in your chair, though, and
no,
that is where Eddie Barker is going to try and keep him. He's got a really good chance here. These all just go. The connections are pretty good. Yeah, doesn't need to do too much there. Just get it past the 8 ball, and multiple ways of doing the clearance from here, but very much wide open.
Barker looking smooth.
Depending on what he was playing for, I just wonder if he's going to turn too far up the table. He just dropped this in to land straight in left centre. No, so it's gone a lot further down the table than he wanted here. To me, if he could have just held for straight in left centre, then it's just absolutely ABC, but he's got to play half a shot here.
Well, he's not missed anything yet. Barker's just looking at this yellow. It will go off the red into that centre pocket. We can just pull the cue ball back and just pop the black in the bottom corner. And Oly Bale's going to be staying in his seat. It'll be Barker to break next as well. He might just be in his seat and then straight to his car seat if this carries on. Lovely shot there from Barker.
Yeah, clever way of controlling it. there for Batman. And yeah, what a start this is. Eddie off to a flyer. When we saw him earlier on this weekend, obviously he was under huge pressure, needing to win matches because he was outside the top 4 in his group. And he got off to a really nice start with a break clearance, looked primed for a reverse clearance in the next frame, and made a mistake, let's be honest. He made an error, didn't get the clearance, and then it completely changed the match. And he ended up having to win it in a 6-red shootout. So it's, I think, important for him that this time round he's completed that clearance, got the 2-0 lead, and then has the next break.
Yeah, also his wife and kids popped over yesterday as well. That gave him a bit of moral support from the family.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Give him a lift. But yes, the perfect start for Barker.
No more. Actually, there has been a frame 1. Liam Stanley, Jason Ford are now 2-2, but in the other matches, no other frames have been completed. We'll keep you updated with the scores as best we can. Of course, the plate events are also happening as well. I'll update you with those as we go through the afternoon and evening here. We've still got one more quarter-final going on in the women's series. Kirsty Lee Davies is currently 4-3 up on Lindsay Roberts. And you've got Danielle Randall waiting for the winner of that one. And that will be our next match. Danielle Randall versus the winner of Kirsty Lee. And Lindsay will be up after this one has finished.
There's a lot more work to do this frame for Eddie Barker, and you think we might see a bit of Oly Bale coming very shortly. I think Barker's just going to play the loss of turn here. And he can go and have a rest. Not a bad start to the match for him. But here is the bullet, Oly Bale.
There he goes. He always wants to be ultra aggressive, does Oly.
Not a bad first shot of the match, I mean, really, to play that in there. Well, you know, he's come cold from his seat.
Still has a problem to solve. Does he think this doubles?
I think he does, you know. It's going now.
Oh, brilliant.
Where's he got this finish from? Eddie Barker must be thinking, what do I do?
This is incredible. The first shot was absolutely magnificent, but to take it on when your opponent's just gone, back to back against you, first shot of the whole match for you.
Yeah, what a terrible match to watch, eh?
Yeah, it's been, yeah. And this is what Oly can do. It makes him a very dangerous player. He's got so much ability. Sometimes he can get himself into trouble because he believes he can clear up from anywhere. But on this occasion, he absolutely does. That was fantastic.
Well, it was more like an exocet than a bullet.
And no reaction to it whatsoever. It's, this is what I do. I make these finishes, no problem at all.
Sending a little message to Eddie as well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. The game within the game. Eddie plays the safety and fully punished for it.
And now it's going to be Bale's break as well. There's a little bit of a come on there. He's
yeah.
He's from Bridgewater in Somerset. 2-time European champion. A 3-time Gangsters Tour champion. That was back in the day, that tour.
And of course has a club in Yeovil as well.
Funny enough, it's called Bullets.
It's called Bullets, of course, absolutely.
I've played in that club of his. It's really nice, actually. Tables are all looked after. He's got a proper match table there as well. That's the ones that we use on tours for himself.
Yeah, he said to me last night that's really important for him. He's using the tables that he's now, he's practicing on the tables that he now plays on in the Pro Tour. Really important for him.
I won't be happy with his break though, that's for sure. We're on frame 4 and we've not even used 8 minutes of the match clock. Some of the matches in those edgy group games last night were 11 and 12 minutes a frame, some of them. Some very cagey stuff going on. As players were trying to manoeuvre themselves into the main knockout stage. I would say this is a quarter-final, so we're now right at the business end of this. A couple of big guns have fallen by the wayside. Dylan Leary, champion of the last one in July, he went. Andy Lucas also went today.
Yeah, he was looking so dangerous, was Andy, but knocked out in the decider.
Well, he's done well to give himself a chance here, Eddie Barker. It was a bit messy down there, and he's surgically removed the reds at the bottom of the table, and good chance to restore his 2-frame lead. Just want to pop this in the middle of the pocket, bring the cube off the top rail, and just back for the other red at the top. Would like a little tiny angle if he can. He's already had a look to see if this red, then he's looking now, and it passes into the bottom right hand corner. Just had a little eyeball at the black, which will obviously slide past that yellow into the other corner. Is he a bit straight, or can he come off the top rail?
My first thought was that he had the perfect angle, or he was a half a ball away from the perfect angle and he could force it. But the fact he's taking a few seconds longer, I think he might be a touch too straight here.
Screwing back. Well, that's not the route he wanted to go, and he's got pretty close to the cushion here, so this is now going to be a big, tough pot into the top left-hand corner. He's going to have to dig down on the cue ball here. He's got that yellow to use as a buffer, but he'll have to elevate the cue up in the air to play this. Low percentage shot, closer to the other corner, in fairness.
Yeah, disappointing, that one for Eddie. Looked so good, done the hard work, just had to find the angle and ended up not where he wanted to be in a very tough shot. Oh, he's immediately going to get back to the table there. That's a little bit unfortunate for Oly. I know he's not quite got the cannon as he wanted to, but play that a lot of times to go in off there.
Yeah, just sort of more side than screw on that shot, and it's just flicked off into the corner, and Eddie Barker's dodged a bullet.
Yeah, absolutely. That could be a big moment in the match. Mark that one down, because it's 3-1, where it was absolutely favourite for Oly Bale to make it 2-2 there, and that one will sting for Oly. Just while the balls are being racked, just confirm that we have completed our semi-final lineup in the women's series. Kirsty Davies has completed victory over Lindsay Roberts, and she'll be next on the stream, taking on Danielle Randall. Chloe Payne and Harriet Haynes are already underway in their semi-final. Currently 1-0 to Chloe, who's having her best run with Ultimate Pool. One of the young up-and-coming players, still very young. I think she's only 18.
There's a couple of the girls there that you see that they've come through, say, the youth ranks, and that is Molly Lewis, good young player. I think she's 18 and 19. She's been up practicing non-stop.
Yeah.
Right, wherever there's this free table going, Molly's out there practicing with whoever she can grab hold of to play against. Very enthusiastic player, and going to be a big star for the future, I think.
Yeah, keep an eye on her for sure. And Chloe's starting to really make her way. 2-0 now over Harriet Haynes, who looked so dominant in the previous match.
Well, I caught a little bit of Chloe over there when I came through the arena when she was playing Vanessa Scott, who she beat 5-2, and she took out a couple of good finishes over there as well. So, looking like her day at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, just a brilliant weekend for her. I mean, she came through a very tough group And even though she'd won her first 2 matches, she still had to go into a final match of the group stages, needing to beat Megan Proctor, who's right up there in the rankings as well. And
another quality player as well.
Yeah, and was able to do that in style as well. And has just built on that now that we're in the knockout stages.
But we all know, though, 2-0 against Harriet Haynes can be gone within the blink of an eye.
Oh, absolutely. There's no guarantee that she's going to turn a 2-0 advantage into victory, but a very strong start there, and no doubt about it. Harriet's not just the favourite for the match, she's a big favourite for the tournament. And she was before a ball was hit, I would say, the form that she has showed recently. Obviously, there's a few players right at the top of the game, but Harriet and Amy have been sharing the titles out in the last couple of years.
Well, it's Barker once again. And that in-off by Oly, as you said, Simon, could prove to be huge.
It was just off the pocket enough that he needed to be precise with that one, and it's not worked. Although he hands the table back over to Oly. It's a very tough 8-ball here for Oly. The reds are fine. It's just, what's he going to do with this 8-ball?
I think he's going to be looking to try and maybe play a skill shot. I think he's gone a little bit too far now. He wants to leave himself a cut with this red into the bottom left-hand corner and send a cue ball into pack of yellows and black. Maybe pot the yellow and burst the black out. Obviously, dangerous shot, but I think that's where he'll be heading, because the loss of turn shot's going to be no good. If he plays it, he's only going to get it back at him. Will you make an effort to get the black out here?
You saw him plan out what he was going to do. So he wants to come down, get level with this red, and then red into the centre pocket. It needs an angle. This is short. It's a long way short. He needed another 6 inches, maybe more on that one. Almost get level with the red, and then he's going to go into the 8-ball and yellow off one cushion. Well, I've tried to force the angle that just was not there.
No, and he's in a bit of trouble now, is Oly. Eddie going to pop this in, and I think then play the snooker. See, he's going game. I wondered if he's just going to play ultra defensive there, because he could have put him in a really nasty snooker behind yellow and black, that you feel that Oly would be very hard pushed to get out of. So again, we saw that in a group match the other day with Oly in a ridiculous snooker that he thought he could get out of, when he came out and doubled that ball at 100 miles an hour into that corner. Much to Steve Bell's delight.
Yeah.
In fact, he was still going on about it in the bar last night. Steve Bell says, "Can you believe that shot he played?" I said, "Yeah, we did see it." Oh dear. You got to love the game of pool. Well, someone who's loving pool at the moment is Eddie Barker. It's just very important that he didn't make any contact with that yellow that's next to the black there. You want to leave it straight like this, just a straight screw back. And this is going to be 4-1, and a remarkable performance from Eddie Barker.
Yeah, it's all going his way. And that frame, it should have been 2-2, is going to be huge. Feel like a long way back now for Oly Bale. Very tough one for him to deal with, but he's got a lot of belief. He won't stop trying out there. Let's check in with some of the other scores then. Liam Stanley has won another frame to go 3-2 up on Jason Ford. Lee Irwin has a 3-1 lead over Dave Neary. These are races to 5. Neil Davey and Phil Harrison are 2-2. So Eddie is looking to be the first player into the semi-finals. Needs one more frame. The winner of this match will take on the winner of Liam Stanley and Jason Ford.
Well, he needs the ball off the break. He's got it, but what has he got to play with to start the frame? I don't think there's anything easy there. Nearly baiting off when the ball came shunted the cue ball up there. A couple of those yellows did. I think he's got a plant length for the table. No, he can get through the gap. Well, at least he's got his colour. The yellows, and they're all open. You'd expect Oly to make short work of these, Simon.
Yeah, I'd want to get rid of this one by his hand now, get that out of the way, and then come into the 8 ball from the ones above. But they are all there for him.
Well, he's taking your advice. But yeah, he didn't want to leave this one till late, that's for sure. Get rid of the one in the centre of the table, maybe next. You can't get rid of the one in the middle. Oh, he's going the other way. Got to make sure he comes far enough here. This is the only problem with this. If you leave this a bit short, then you end up coming off a couple of rails trying to get on that black, and that's probably why I would have got rid of it. But he's played it well. Perfect. And this for 4-2, drags one back in very quick fashion.
Yeah, very quick indeed. Just what he needed. Keep fighting. Well, let's just check out some of the scores in the plate event for the women. Charlotte Gibson and Megan Proctor are battling it out in the quarter-finals, currently 3-3, as are Leanne Pearce and Holly Can. Maria Lewis is 3-0 down to Shona Lucas. And Sally Marola 3-0 up over Casey Ranford Norrie. They are all quarter-finals, all races to 4. So 2 players on 3-0 and 2 matches in a deciding frame. Nice to see Shona here playing on the Women's Series. And great news that she's signed up to play on the Women's Series next year in the main Women's Series, the ranking events. Exciting to see how she gets on. Fantastic player. And
yeah, very good player, Shona.
Just missed out on the main event here via frame difference, thanks to a very tight group that she was in.
Well, Barker's made his ball. Or ball, shall I say.
He's crunching that break at the moment.
He is. It's as hard as I've seen him hit it, I think.
Yeah, and it feels like he's flushing it every time as well, getting that power driving through the pack. None of it wasted. Just as we're talking about Shona, I'll just update you the fact that she has completed victory over Maria Lewis. So Shona's the first player into the plate semi-finals. Unfortunately, we will not get to see any of the plate event here on Ultimate Pool TV. We'll be focusing on the 2 main events for the rest of the show.
Shows you how strong it is. So, I mean, it's a great place in that place, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and as we're talking about it, Megan Proctor's just completed victory, deciding frame victory over Charlotte Gibson. And Megan, of course, in a very tight group of her own, ended up losing the final match to Chloe Payne, who's obviously gone on a good run herself. But Megan's one of the higher ranked players on the tour at the moment.
That's not where Eddie wanted to land.
No, landed a bit awkward here. And one more score update for you. Holly Cairns now just completed victory. They're all happening at the same time. She has won a deciding frame victory over Leanne Pearce.
Yeah, just the one to go there to complete the quartet.
Yeah, it means Megan will take on Holly in the semi-finals, and Shona's waiting for the winner of Sally Marola and Casey Ranford Norrie which looks like it's going Sally Marola's way at 3-0 up.
Oly Bale just walked round to see if that red does go, that's sat beside the black ball. Obviously he decides it doesn't, so he's going to try and play a little safety. And he's got it. 2 in 1 there, just freeing the red as well, leaving Eddie Barker at the bottom of the table, but not a lot to go at. Obviously every shot is huge now. The Barker sat there on the hill. Bale needing all 3 remaining frames.
Oh, he's got this yellow, is he? No, it's just going to stay over the pocket.
But it has become a nuisance being down there for Oly. He could play the loss of turn. Does he risk that? Needs to get a really good cue ball and play with right hand side 2 cushions where he could just flick off it. But I don't think he wanted to leave the gap there for Eddie to see the yellow at the top, because not an easy chance, but it is a chance all the same.
Yeah, drop this in. You got the double. The other yellow goes right centre. So it's not easy. It's far from it, but Oly would like to have blocked this one off more than the other 2. Oly immediately looking at this delicate one into right centre. If he's going to go for the clearance, you can certainly make the case that he should take that one on. It is a tough shot, though.
Depends on the angle. He could slide just behind Eddie's yellow. That would be disaster. I mean, there's no question Oly's going to have to take on the frame here. He's just working it out now. He's just called his extension, which is rightly done.
Well, we'll see. Can he get better onto that red than he has already been on it?
Seniors play semi-final, table 2, Tom Oaks, Ian Stein.
Didn't like it. It's played the safety. Now, can he get past the black and cut the yellow into the top left? Or can he get straight through to the one over the pocket? That's what he's having a look at now. Oly was just running out of time. They didn't really know what to do, and they just opted for the safety because the clock was running out. Well, Oly can get through, and you can see this red that's over the left-hand middle, so he's okay that way. But still plenty of work to do. He's got a little bit of angle here. Can he move the red, or move the yellow off the red would be even better. If he's straightish on it, he could follow through and play the red into the top left-hand corner.
A little bit on the short side. This is awkward.
Has to play it now, though.
Tough pot, tough cue ball.
Super pot there from Oly Bale.
Flick could have been kinder, but it's certainly not a disaster.
Well, he certainly dug himself out of one hole here. Just this black ball now to make it 2 in a row for Bale. Just one behind Eddie Barker, but he still wants both frames.
Yeah, but he's hanging tough, isn't he? And he's going to be looking over his shoulder, and it's never a comfortable feeling when you've got a nice strong lead and the player starts coming back at you.
No, it's been an intriguing match so far.
Yeah, it certainly has. Felt like it was going Eddie's way for the majority of it, but Oly's certainly having his best moment right now.
There's been a few comebacks about the room today, and Phil Harrison, I remember earlier, was 3-2 down and staring defeat in the face and managed to snatch the last 2 frames against Pete Williams and come back, and he's still battling away and obviously still the tournament favourite.
Yeah, these things can turn around quickly, and I'll tell you, talk about turning around quickly. Last time we checked in on Chloe Payne, she was 2-0 up on Harriet Haynes, and you said Harriet can turn it around very, very fast. So watch out, and she's done just that. It's 4-2 now to Harriet over Chloe Payne.
Yeah, she's pressed the overdrive button, isn't she?
Yeah, 1 frame away from the final. Looking to go back-to-back here in Daventry, and back-to-back in titles in general. She won the last event in Blackpool.
Eddie Barker very quickly out of his seat there as Oly went dry with his break. As he desperately looks around the table, he's looking at every ball, please go in.
Yeah, give me
no
something.
Friends. Yeah.
And Eddie was already up. Ready.
Ready, Eddie.
There we go.
We get to that time of day, Simon.
Plenty more to come, Tony.
There is.
And we already have one player into the semi-finals in the seniors event. Obviously, that's where the winner of this match will go. Lee Irwin has completed victory over Dave Neary. He goes into the quarter-finals. He will play the winner of Neil Davey and Phil Harrison, who are locked all square at 3-3, as are Liam Stanley and Jason Ford. And it is Liam and Jason that will play the winner of this match.
That's a big win for Lee Irwin. Neary's been flying this weekend. Dave Neary plays for the England seniors. Cracking player, lovely bloke. Very steady performer though, Lee Irwin, and I can confirm that, as in having played him in the last couple of weeks. Pretty cool customer.
Oh, this is a big visit then, obviously. If Eddie gets it, it's match over. But if he comes up short, it'll be a deciding frame.
Well, he's just got enough on it to get past that red.
That felt like the moment, didn't it? In fact, that felt like the only shot that could really go wrong from here. I'm assuming the yellow left hand, one of the two together, goes left centre. And he's got a little bit more angle here than I thought, so he just has to be careful with this one more shot. And he hasn't. Is he on this yellow to left centre?
I don't know. It was more of a prod as he played that shot.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go on and off the cushion, actually.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's going to have to swerve it.
Yeah, and that one's got away. Chance for Oly to make it all square.
This will be 2 of Oly's 9 lives he's used now, isn't it?
Yeah. I just think Eddie was trying to hold on to an angle that wasn't really there. Whereas if he plays that positively, it was a nice enough gap for him just to punch it on and off the cushion. And then you're in between the two yellows and you've got a choice.
Having played with Oly for many, many years and watched him when he won his first European title, the only thing Oly does sometimes is in these situations he'll still play at that same very quick pace when just now and again just stop, just make sure, because he's an excitable character at best.
He's riding the momentum, isn't he? And
yeah, fantastic player.
He just needs to make sure of it, because he knows this is one that has to go. It should go.
Loves to play with plenty of side on the cue ball. Everything's always spinning somewhere.
He obviously doesn't like the angles into the middle, but I feel like he has to take one of the two into the middle.
Well, it's because he has to screw back in. He's worried about it popping out the centre pocket. He's happy now. That was his thing. He just had his mind for, please don't spit out the pocket. He's just taking that little bit of extra care here to make sure he leaves himself exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, this is exactly what you're asking for, isn't it? Just that little bit of extra attention, just to make sure you've got the frame at your mercy.
I know he's got his earpiece in on.
Yeah.
Talking to him. Well, this is a great comeback. 3 in a row.
Yeah, brilliant turnaround and a punch of the air for Oly Bale as well. Turns it round completely. We will go to the final frame here. It's a decider.
And we're not going to see a 6-red shootout, that's for sure, the way this match has gone.
No.
They're all fast frames.
Yeah, it's flown along, hasn't it? It's the match clock just hasn't been a factor at all.
Been very enjoyable, though, I must say.
Yeah, love watching Paul like this. So a deciding frame coming up. Eddie Barker will have the break, but Oly Bale is he is riding all the momentum. And he's had a couple of chances now to wrap this match up and not being able to take them.
Well, we're going to see once again the Barker burst, if you like, from this break, this new slam break of his.
Yeah, let's see if he catches this one as solid as he has the previous. The pressure has been ramped up.
Sudden death frame and plenty of time for it.
I feel like in a tournament of this length as well, you know, you have a lot of matches, group stages, and then early in the morning, it's such short races in the first few rounds of the knockout stages. But once you reach that quarter-final stage, almost that final and that title, the prize money, the trophy, is tantalisingly close now, and that just adds so much more weight to this deciding frame.
Your mindset does change when you get to the quarters.
You know, a deciding frame of a last 64 or a last 32, obviously it's a big deal, but this feels so much bigger.
Here we are then. As the referee just said, the 9th and deciding frame for a place in the semi-final. Eddie Barker to break. It's a great split.
Oh, sledgehammer again. Does he have a good opener?
I think he does. Can he play into the middle with a red?
Reds are lovely.
It doesn't look like he's putting an awesome amount of force in, but he's getting some great splits, and
I just don't know whether he's got an opener on reds, but reds are lovely here.
Can he not get past onto the lower one of the two? No, the other one goes past anyway.
Well, if this goes, then this is a great chance. It's kind of make sure of it here. They're all there. When are you going down for the one at the bottom? And just make sure they're literally the connections are nice.
I think it should just pop this one in that's on the left-hand side at the top there. He's going in the centre.
I'm surprised at this.
I am.
As long as he's on the one to right centre here, he's absolutely fine. Of course, he is on the one at the bottom, but he wants to be on this one right centre.
Extension called.
Using his extension edges to make doubly sure of which way he wants to go. You can see he's got plenty of room to get that into the right centre.
He's in danger maybe of slightly overthinking this one.
Well,
if this wasn't the deciding frame, I think he'd have already played the shot.
I think initially he was just going to roll that in and play the near red and then come off the two rails round for this one, but he's changed his mind and played the little screw shot. I think that's where he's having a battle inside his own head.
This is nice if he just comes back through the gap. Yeah, because now he leaves the lovely angle. Well, I say the lovely angle. I was expecting him to go a couple more rolls and then you just go on and off the cushion again.
I think he just rolls this in and leaves that angle just to come down the red at the bottom and come off the bottom rail and play the black where he stood. Now he wants the white for the black ball.
I wouldn't mind getting back to where he is now, would be fine, wouldn't it?
He's screwing back.
Same line.
As long as he's fairly straight, you can just screw back and play the black in the other centre, but...
Oh, no.
Would you believe it?
What's he done there? All of a sudden, he was so steady all the way through that visit, and then suddenly just got down and rushed one.
I think he should have rolled through at the top of the table because he's come back and left it nearly straight, but not quite, and he's just played a bit of a fumble shot there trying to come round for the black. I mean...
Oh, Oly. He's given him a second chance. That was a very casual... He's like, I'm going to play the snooker.
That's the thing.
And he's just left the gap. Just cannot leave this gap. He just had to swerve it a hint. And that's a let-off for Oly.
That's the third life he's used.
Yeah.
And maybe even the fourth, actually. Yeah, that was very careless to let Eddie see that ball at all.
I'm in shock that Eddie's missed that pot.
I am as well.
he rushed it. I don't think he really had made his mind up what he was doing there. He came right across it. It was just that awkward angle where you've got to top it through with some check side, and then you're worried about the cue ball dying and the check side not taking and getting behind the yellows. And yeah, it was just awkward enough. That one at the bottom was always going to be a little bit, but not enough to force the miss.
Not only that, it's come from 4-1 down, Oly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, it's sickening for Eddie Barker. And to have that chance as well. Will there be another twist in the tail? He's not ideal there, Oly. Is he playing the plant? I think he has to.
The red's in a good position for him. So that's why he's going to wait a visit. This time he gets the shot right.
But if Barker hits this red, gets off the round, the cue ball stays at the top of the table, as near as a cush as you can.
He'd love to get the red across to a nearer pocket as well.
But then the white was going to come down. He certainly didn't want that. That's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That's end of match.
You're right. If he catches it full in the face and just bumps it into the middle of the table, he's perfect. But anyway, Oly's going to have the simplest job here to wrap the match up. And what a turnaround we're going to see here. From 4-1 down, Oly Bale has the simplest 8-ball for a 5-4 victory. And he dodged a few lives there. Eddie Barker missed a few chances, but the bullet is in the semi-finals. You're right. If he catches it full in the face and just bumps it into the middle of the table, he's perfect. But anyway, Oly's going to have the simplest job here to wrap the match